Hello students, in this video we will be solving the previous year question paper problems under income from other sources. See, the problems under income from other sources are very easy and very simple, provided if you know the provisions relating to taxability of various incomes under income from other sources. I made two videos on income from other sources explaining the provisions relating to various incomes taxable under income from other sources. Please watch those videos so that you will be able to understand the problems very easily. Now let us start the problems. See, this is 2019 question paper problems under income from other sources. From the following information of Mr. Pranesh, compute his income from other sources for the assessment year 2019-20. Royalty from textbooks 3,20,000. Expenses incurred in earning royalty income is 20,000. See, royalty income is fully taxable under income from other sources, and if you incurred any expenses in earning royalty income, that can be deducted. Under section 57. So royalty from textbook is 3,20,000 minus expenses 20,000. Taxable amount will be 3 lakh. Next is director sitting fee received from X company rupees 35,000. Director sitting fees is also fully taxable under income from other sources. So director sitting fees fully taxable. 35,000 is taxable. Next is residing in a rented house on a rent of 4,000 per month. He sublets 40% of the house to a subtenant on a rent of 30,000 per month. He has incurred the following expenses on the entire property: municipal tax 12,000, insurance 10,000, repairs 50,000. Now let us understand what is subletting. Okay, let us assume that there are three people, A, B, C. A, B, C ಅಂತ 3 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಓನರು, ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಟೆನೆಂಟ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಎ ಇಂದ ಬಾಡಿಗೆಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮನೆನ. ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋರು 10,000 ರೆಂಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಗೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಬಾಡಿಗೆಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮನೆನ ಸಿಗೆ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸಿಗೆ 15,000 ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ರೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋರು 10,000 ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಓನರ್ಗೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಿ ಇಂದ 15,000 ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ 5,000 is a income from subletting. So this income from subletting is fully taxable under income from other sources. So this is an example of what is subletting. Subletting ಅಂತ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. Now in the problem, Mr. Pranesh has taken a house on a rent for 40,000, right? But he has let out 40% of the house to subtenant and he is collecting 30,000 per month. So 30,000 collect ಮಾಡ್ತಿದಲ್ಲ per month. This is a income from subletting. So income from subletting is fully taxable under income from other sources. 40% of the house ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ನ ಇನ್ಕರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನ ಅವರು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬಹುದು ಈ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟಿಂಗ್ 30,000 into 12, 3,60,000 ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆನ್ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ. ಸೊ ರೆಂಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 40% ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ 40% ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ದು ನಾವು ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೋದು. 40,000 into 12 into 40%, 1,92,000. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮುನಿಸಿಪಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸು ಅಷ್ಟೇ 40%, ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸು, ರಿಪೇರ್ಸು, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು 40% ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ 40% ನಾವು ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಾಣೇಶ್. ಸೊ 1,53,200 ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Next one is rent from letting of building along with machinery 60,000 per month. He claims the following expenses: depreciation 45,000, repairs 32,500. See, rent from letting building along with a machinery is a composite rent. Composite rent is fully taxable under income from other sources, and expenses incurred on earning this composite rent can be deducted under section 57. So rent from letting of building along with machinery 60,000 per month into 12, 1 ಇಯರ್ಗೆ 7,20,000 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್, ರಿಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ 6,42,500 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇನ್ ರಾಜಸ್ಥಾನ್ 3,50,000. See, agriculture income earned in India is fully exempt from tax. So this 3,50,000 is exempt from tax. Next is insurance commission received 90,000 in bracket they have given net, and expenses incurred in earning insurance commission is 15,500. See, if you are earning any insurance commission, it is fully taxable under income from other sources. And if the insurance commission earned is more than 5,000, then TDS will be deducted at the rate of 5%. So they have given in the bracket net, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 90,000 into 100/95 ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇನ್ಕರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಈ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ 90,000 ನೆಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. 100/95 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 94,737 ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ 15,500 ನ ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 79,237 ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲಾಟರಿ 4 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅವರೇ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ 4 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ನ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿನಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲಾಟರಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ casual income. Casual incomes are fully taxable and TDS will be deducted from the casual income at 30% if the income is more than 10,000. Casual incomes more than 10,000 ಇದ್ರೆ 30% TDS ನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ and casual incomes are fully taxable. So winning from ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲಾಟರಿ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ 4 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ 90,000 ನೆಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅವರೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೆಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ 10,000 ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ TDS 10% ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ 90,000 ಇಂಟು 100/90 ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. 90,000 ಇಂಟು 100/90 1 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ HUF 1,50,000. So if you are receiving any share of profit from Hindu undivided family, it is exempt under section 10. So this 1,50,000 is exempt from tax. So total incomes taxable under income from other sources comes to 17,09,937. Hello students, now let us solve 2018 question paper problem under income from other sources. Mr. Introvert has held the following investments and incomes during the financial year 2018-19. 2,08% state government securities. See, to understand this problem, you must know the provisions relating to the taxabilities of interest on securities. I had explained this in detail in the part 2 video. So please watch that video so that you will be able to understand this problem in detail. So now let us understand what are the different types of securities. So there are two types of securities: government securities and commercial securities. Government securities are further divided into two types: tax-free government securities and less tax government securities. See, if you are earning any interest on the tax-free government securities, it is fully exempt from the tax. You need not to pay any tax. Next one is less tax government securities. If you are earning any interest on the less tax government securities, it is fully taxable, but no TDS will be deducted on the interest earned on the less tax government securities. Next one is commercial securities. Commercial securities are divided into two types: tax-free commercial securities and less tax commercial securities. Tax-free commercial, if you are earning any interest on the tax-free commercial securities, no TDS will be deducted from the interest earned on the tax-free commercial securities. Whatever the interest earned by the investor will be given fully to the hands of the investor by the company, but the company will pay the TDS on behalf of the investor. So problem ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ನೆಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ commercial securities. Less tax commercials, if you are earning any interest on the less tax commercial securities, it is fully taxable and TDS will be deducted from the less tax commercial securities if the income is more than 5,000. If the interest income is more than 5,000, then the TDS will be deducted at the rate of 10%. Next, if the net amount is given in the problem, then we need to find out the gross amount. See, the tax-free government securities, interest earned on the tax-free government securities is fully exempt, but interest earned on other three securities is fully taxable, and no TDS will be deducted from less tax government securities. And under tax-free government securities also no TDS will be deducted, but whatever the amount given in the problem is assumed as a net amount, even though TDS is not deducted, because the company is going to pay the TDS. Next, under less tax government securities, TDS will be deducted if the interest amount is more than 5,000. So now, in the problem they have given 2,08% state government securities. See, this 2,08% state government securities is a less tax government securities. If you are earning any interest on the less tax government securities, it is fully taxable and no TDS will be deducted. So 2 lakh into 8%, 16,000 is fully taxable. It is a gross amount. Next one is 5 lakh 10% tax-free commercial securities. So if you are earning any interest on the tax-free commercial securities, no TDS will be deducted by the company, but the company will pay the TDS on behalf of the investor. So 5 lakh into 10%, the 50,000 will be interest amount. This interest amount is assumed as a net amount as the company is paying the TDS on behalf of the investor. So 100/90 we need ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಾವು. 50,000 into 100/90 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 55,556 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, ಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಬಲ್. See, next one is 4,12% commercial securities. This is less tax commercial securities. So interest earned on less tax commercial securities is fully taxable, and TDS will be deducted if the interest is more than 5,000. See, they have not given the net amount here, so we are going to calculate the interest amount. 4 lakh into 12%. 4 lakh into 12%, 48,000 is a gross amount, so it is fully taxable. Next one is 10,000 received as a interest on public limited company securities. In the bracket they have given gross amount, so this 10,000 is fully taxable. So interest on public limited company securities 10,000 gross amount fully taxable. Next one is 7,200 interest received on debentures of ABC Limited listed. So this is a less tax commercial securities. So interest on the less tax commercial securities is fully taxable, and TDS will be deducted if the interest amount is more than 5,000. So this is more than 5,000, right? So TDS would have been deducted from this. So ನಾವು ಇದು ನೆಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. 7,200 into 100/90, 8,000. Next one is 9,000 interest received on securities of XYZ Limited unlisted. ಸಿ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಲಿ, ಅನ್ಲಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಲಿ, ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 5,000 ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ TDS ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನೆಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತದು, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ 7,200 ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 5,000 ಇದೆ, 9,000 ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 5,000 ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ನೆಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ದ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. 9,000 into 100/90, taxable amount is 10,000. Next is 5,000 dividends received from Indian company. So if you are receiving any dividends from a domestic company or Indian company, it is fully exempted from the tax under section 10. Next is 4,000 interest received from units of UTI. So if you are receiving any interest from units of UTI, it is also exempted from the tax. Next is 2,10,000 net, in the bracket they have given net, lottery income from Kerala State Lottery. So lottery income is a casual income. Casual income is fully taxable, and TDS will be deducted from the casual income at the rate of 30% if the income is more than 10,000, and no deduction will be provided for the casual incomes. So 2,10,000 they have given a net amount. We have to find out the gross amount. How will you find out the gross amount? 2,10,000 into 100/70. 100 minus 30. 30 is a TDS rate. So 100 minus 30 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ 70 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 2,10,000 into 100/70, taxable amount is 3 lakh. See, in the adjustment they have given bank charges rupees 5,000 as a collection charges. Compute is income from other sources. See, these bank charges incurred in collection of the interest earned on interest on deposits and interest on securities, etc. is allowed as a deduction. So this 5,000 is allowed as a deduction under section 57. So ಈ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಟೋಟಲು 4,47,556 ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 57 ನಾವು ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ 5,000. ಸೊ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ 4,42,556 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay students, now let us solve 2017 question paper problem. Following are the income details of Mrs. Roshini Gupta, a resident, computer income from other sources for the assessment year 2019-20. She gave a management consultancy service to the entrepreneurs during the year and received rupees 55,000 from the clients, and she claims that she spent rupees 5,000 on that related traveling. So this 55,000 earned from management consultancy service is fully taxable, and expenses spent for earning this management consultancy can be deducted under section 57. So income from management consultancy service 55,000 minus traveling expenses 5,000, taxable amount is 50,000. Next is income from agriculture in Sri Lanka. See, this agriculture income is from a foreign country. It is not a Indian agriculture income. If it is Indian agriculture income, then it is exempted. But this is a foreign agriculture income, so fully taxable. So income from agriculture in Sri Lanka is a fully taxable. 20,000 is fully taxable. Next is dividends from UTI rupees 5,000. See, if you are earning any dividends from UTI, it is also exempted from the tax. If you earn dividends from UTI, it is exempt from the tax, so amount is nil. Next is interest on post office saving bank account 1,000. So interest on post office saving bank account is exempt up to rupees 3,500 for individuals. So this 1,000 is exempt. The taxable amount will be nil. Next, they have given the details of investments. You hold the following investments. First one is rupees 1 lakh 9% tax-free commercial securities not listed. So this is tax-free. Interest earned on tax-free commercial securities is fully taxable, and no TDS will be deducted by the company, but the company will pay the TDS on behalf of the investor. So interest 1 lakh into 9%. So the interest amount 1 lakh into 9% into 100 by 90. We have to gross it up. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗೂ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 1 lakh into 9/100 into 100 by 90 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 10,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು 30,000 7% ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆನರಾ ಮಿಲ್ಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್. ಸೊ 30,000 into 7/100 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2,100 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 2,100 ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 5,000. ಸೊ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ 5,000ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ TDS ನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ 2,100 ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 5,000. ಸೊ TDS ನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 2,100 ಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Next is 72,000 10% tax-free debentures of LIC of India listed. This is tax-free commercial securities. So we need to gross up 72,000 into 10/100 into 100 by 90. Tax-free commercial securities ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 8,000 ಅಮೌಂಟು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, she lives in a rented house and pays rent of 6,000 per month, and she has sublet 1/3 portion of the house on a rent of 3,000 per month. She has taken up the responsibility of paying the municipal tax of 1,500 on the whole house and also repairs of the whole house amounting to 6,000. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್ ರೋಶಿನಿ ಗುಪ್ತಾ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹೌಸು. ಅವರು 6,000 ರೆಂಟ್ ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅವರು 1/3 ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೌಸ್ ನ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ 3,000 ಪರ್ ಮಂತ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ನ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ 3,000 into 12 ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 3,000 into 12 36,000 is a income from subletting. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೌಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ನ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಂಟು 6,000 ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರೋಶಿನಿ ಅವರು. 6,000 into 12 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 1 year ರೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೌಸ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1/3. ಸೊ 24,000 ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೌಸ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮುನಿಸಿಪಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ 1,500 ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೌಸ್ 500 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ರಿಪೇರ್ಸ್ 6,000 into 1/3 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ನ ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ 9,500 ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 50,000 20,000 10,000 2,100 8,000 ಪ್ಲಸ್ 9,500 ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ 99,600 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Now let us solve 2016 question paper problem. Information about the assessee. First one, composite rent of building along with the machinery rupees 2,50,000. The following are the expenses on the machinery: depreciation 8,000, repairs 4,000. See, the composite rent is fully taxable under income from other sources, and the expenses on composite rent can be deducted. So composite rent 2,50,000, expenses depreciation 8,000 and repairs 4,000. ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ 2,38,000 ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ he earned a royalty of rupees 40,000 from Stone Quarry, and the expenses to earn this income is rupees 3,000. So royalty income is also fully taxable, 40,000 minus the expenses incurred for earning this royalty income is 3,000. After deducting the expenses, the taxable amount will be 37,000. Next is the salary as a MP is rupees 35,000. This the salary of MP and MLAs will be taxable under income from other sources. So salary as MP rupees 35,000 is fully taxable, 35,000. Next one is income from a bank fixed deposit 45,000. So interest income earned on the fixed deposit is fully taxable under income from other sources, and the TDS will be deducted at 10% if the interest income is more than 10,000. This is more than 10,000, so the amount given here is a net amount they have given after deducting the TDS. So we have to find out the gross amount. Interest from fixed deposit net amount is given in the problem. So 45,000 into 100 by 90, the taxable amount will be 50,000. Next is he earned a dividend from a foreign company grossing rupees 65,000, of which 15,000 was deducted as TDS in that country, and the balance was received in India. See, the foreign dividends earned from foreign companies is 65,000, but the 15,000 is deducted as a TDS in the foreign country itself. So in India only 50,000 is received. So the amount received in India is taxable. So amount received in India is 50,000. So dividend from Indian company 65,000 is a gross amount, out of which TDS 15,000 was deducted in the foreign country itself. So the amount received in India is 50,000. 50,000 is fully taxable. Next is winning from horse race 2,10,000. In the bracket they have mentioned net, so we have to calculate the gross amount. Winning from horse race is a casual income. TDS rate on horse race is 30%. So winnings from horse race 2,10,000 into 100 by 70, the gross amount will be 3 lakh. Next is remuneration as a examiners from university 48,000 and incidental expenses 6,000, of which 50% expenses were reimbursed by the university. See, remuneration as examination from university 48,000 is fully taxable, and here Miss assessee spent 6,000 for earning this 48,000, but out of this 6,000 the university is going to reimburse the 50% of the expenses. So remuneration as examination from university is 48,000, out of which 3,000 can be deducted, that is 50% of 6,000. So taxable amount will be 45,000. Next, unexplained expenditure rupees 10,000. See, unexplained expenditure, cash credit and incomes comes under deemed incomes. So deemed incomes are fully taxable. So unexplained expenditure rupees 10,000 is fully taxable. Next is he has taken a house on rent for rupees 21,000 per month. He has sublet 1/3 of the house for rupees 15,000 per month, and the expenses relating to the entire house incurred by him is municipal tax 15,000, repairs 6,000. See, here assessee had taken house on rent for rupees 21,000 per month, and he has sublet the house 1/3 of the house for 15,000 per month. So this 15,000 per month is a income from subletting. So 15,000 into 12, that is rent from subletting, will be 1,80,000. This is from this 1,80,000 we can deduct the expenses incurred on the sublet portion of the house. So rent paid for the sublet portion of the house is 21,000 into 12 into 1/3. 84,000 is the rent paid on the sublet portion of the house, and municipal taxes paid is 15,000 into 1/3, and repairs is 6,000 into 1/3. So 5,000 and 2,000. The taxable amount will be 89,000. So if you add these all these incomes, the taxable amount is 8,54,000.